So we could do anything and they can't hear us?
Is it working? Cool.
I'm probably Beach.
Blue Snowball, there we go. Hey, right, so that was embarrassing. There was probably no
Should we
sound.
restart?
Yeah, I mean, we probably should do, to be honest. We've got sound now, so I'll do the intro again because, yeah, professionalism and all that. I'm sure people just saw 5 minutes of us just talking shit with no sound. So, anyway, welcome to episode 108 of the NGB Podcast. I'm Ben, I'm joined by Jonny, and I'm joined by Matthew.
Hi.
So, at the minute, yeah, we've just sort of done intros already, but we didn't have any sound, so I bet that was fun for anybody watching, if indeed there is anybody watching. So, what we're going to do is to kind of jump more or less straight into what we've been playing, because I have been playing Star Wars Battlefront 2.
Okay.
I've started playing it, and yeah, I quite like it. There are things to like about it. There are, you know, things that there's things that it does really well.
Yes.
And there's things that are very sort of quintessentially Star Wars, and you go, you know what, that's really good. But then there's other stuff that it doesn't do all that well, which is where it gets a little bit disappointing for me. I think one of the most frustrating things for me is that throughout the whole kind of prep for, you know, Battlefront 2, they said all the way through it, like, you know, this is told from the side of the Empire. This is told. This is it's like the point of view of the Empire.
They did. You're the bad guys.
Yeah, you're the bad guys. You get to see.
Batman.
Yeah, you know, you get to see what's going on from the Empire's point of view, and within 3 missions, if that, it's kind of flipped on its head.
Okay.
And yeah, like legitimately, it's kind of.
And then you're Jar Jar Binks.
No, you're still the same person.
Okay.
You know, there are some.
Kill yourself if you Jar Jar Binks.
There's some spoiler, you know, some mild spoilers. I'm sure those that would want to have played the campaign by now already have, but it kind of turns very quickly,
Right.
and it's not great, if I'm honest. Like the bits where you are, you know, particularly very early on, you're going through everything. You're smashing up rebels. You're, you know, shooting people down. The space stuff, regardless of what ship you're in, the space combat in this game is absolutely stellar. And that's a really bad joke.
Very bad.
But yeah, it wasn't meant to be.
It was in the first one as well, though, wasn't it? The space battles are great in the first one too.
Yeah, and you know, there's absolutely no doubt in my mind that this time round, it's just absolutely fantastic. Like, I really, really love what they've done with the space battles and some of the you know, some of the other stuff as well. It's really good, and that side of it, absolutely brilliant. The thing that I'm not the biggest fan of is when you kind of get the heroes come in. So, like, midway through, like, kind of interspersed with the levels where you're playing as Iden, who is the Iden Versio is the character who is the kind of evil Empire bad guy, but the good guy that you're playing as. When she's kind of part of it, I quite like that. I quite enjoy the you know, the sort of the new characters that are being brought in.
Sure.
When all of a sudden they just sort of push in, like, oh, here's a mission with Luke Skywalker.
Oh.
And you're like, okay, cool. What am I going to do? Like, am I going to be a badass and slice some Sith up? You know, do all that shit and like kill people and that? It's like, no, you're gonna kill some bugs.
What kind of bugs?
Like flying bugs with wings.
Why? What did they do wrong?
They're trying to attack your friend who's not really your friend because he's in the Empire.
Okay.
It's like it just feels really inconsequential, and like the thing is, there are some story beats after that happens.
Yeah.
Where you're like, okay, I can see why that's working. I can see why that's there. But at the time, I'm sat there thinking this isn't all that great. And it's repeated with those hero missions. And I think the problem is like the one that the one I've got footage of up at the moment is actually the Lando Calrissian mission, which is great because they've got Billy D. Williams back to voice him. You know, he is. Oh, wow. Yeah, they've actually got him, and you know, he's a really good character. I love Lando Calrissian. I think he's great. But the problem is, his gun's not great. And if you're Luke Skywalker, you can run around with a lightsaber and just slash stuff up and, destroy stuff.
Yeah.
But Lando doesn't have the Force, so they've got to come up with a little kind of way to go, okay, cool, right, well, what can we do instead? What can we give Lando instead of that? And what they've given him is some kind of heat vision. So there's some smoke that goes up, and you can see through the smoke with your heat. So that's fine, I guess. But
yeah.
I mean, in terms of the campaign, I think there's more that hits than misses, which is ironic because you're playing as a stormtrooper. Hey, and it's one of those moments where you kind of playing through the game and you think, you know what, this is fine. It's a fine Star Wars game. There's a bit at the end which actually bridges the Return of the Jedi and the Force Awakens quite well.
I don't know what that is. It's fine.
So it's the
Is that the last original film?
Yeah, and the newer one with emo Darth Vader in it.
I know emo Darth Vader.
Yeah,
I like him.
Yeah. Okay. So you actually
emo Spider-Man again. It reminds me of.
Yeah, I'm not going to spoil anything, but it kind of bridges that gap at the end.
Okay.
And it actually, if you were to think about it in the terms of the film, it literally takes you right up to the very last bit of it. Sorry, the very first bit of it. So if you can imagine, basically, you see what happens in the game, and then he gets on his ship and goes off to Jakku to do his thing.
Takes you up to the start of The Force Awakens.
Yes. Yeah.
Okay. Right.
Yeah.
Not the new film. Right. Okay.
No. I mean, I haven't seen the new film yet, but yeah. I mean, a lot of it works. There's some bits I do have reservations about it. I really do. I just think it would have been really nice to see them stick with the whole "you are the bad guy," from start to finish. I really would have loved to see that, and kind of how the First Order got built up and all that sort of stuff. Instead, what we got was kind of I mean, it almost seems like the hero missions are almost a bit like non sequiturs, where it's like, okay, right, this is going on. This is separate to everything, even though it's not, because you're playing alongside some of the other characters that are in the game. Some of it seems really inconsequential, and it's, like I said, more hits than misses in the campaign. But I just think that where it misses, it's really disappointing. So I quite like the campaign. Multiplayer is a whole other thing. Again, the space combat feels amazing. The space combat feels absolutely amazing. To be honest, that's what I've mainly played in the multiplayer so far. It's the on-foot stuff. It feels like a third-person shooter that's kind of being forced into a first-person shooter. That sounds really strange, because obviously you can play it in third or first person.
Yeah. But
it just feels weird in first person. It's hard to describe it. And obviously, the whole controversy about the loot boxes, the progression system.
I thought we were going to get through the whole thing without mentioning it. I thought he's going to do a full review without talking about loot boxes.
Well, it's impossible not to talk about them with Star Wars Battlefront. It really is.
It's really plagued it, yeah.
It's I think conversations about gambling and that stuff aside, I think we've had that conversation, we've had that talk. I think we've made our thoughts known on it, and I think we've said okay, right, we're kind of on the side of it being it's not the best thing in the world. I can probably do without it. As long as in my mind, as long as it's cosmetic stuff, I'm kind of okay with it. But I mean, even though at its core, it's a little bit, I don't know. It is a little bit kind of. Well, the Gambling Commission in the UK said the other day, the lines between gaming and gambling are becoming blurred. I think that's the best way to put it. It's not outright, yes, this is definitely gambling. You're definitely gambling. You need to be 18 to do this shit. But instead, you've got now this whole, well, it's kind of gambling. But I think to be honest, the thing that's kicked off the most, the biggest storm about it, is that we've got now, people have put up with it for so long because it's been cosmetic stuff and FIFA Ultimate Team. It's been its own separate mode. But now that this is linked so heavily into the core progression of a game, people have kicked off about it and they've gone like, holy shit, this is really bad. This is bullshit. And people that, like, in the government have taken notice and gone like, oh, hang on, what's bad? And they've gone, the game, and you can't move. Darth Vader's costing me 40 quid. It's bullshit. And
you sound like
I mean, to be fair, that is what the majority of gamers sound like, to my mind. But you know, like I think
Welcome to our gaming podcast.
Yay! But like, you know, I think there's. I think the outrage around how they've been implemented in Battlefront has prompted a discussion that's going to piss off a lot of developers. Like, it's going to piss off, well, publishers mainly. It's going to piss off a lot of publishers. It's going to cause a lot of problems for people that, you know, I'm sure that there's people that don't mind loot boxes. I'm sure there's people that don't mind microtransactions. But
yeah. I'm not one of them.
Well, you know, I'm not either. I think they don't affect me personally because I can kind of, you know, prevent myself from buying that sort of stuff, but at the same time I can totally see why some people would be pissed off. Anyway, away from Star Wars, I've also been playing Trackmania Turbo on the PS4. Trackmania is a hell of a lot of fun. It's
like Micro Machines.
No, it's kind of it's basically it's like it's an arcade like time attack racer.
Okay.
Where you start off, basically, you're on a track. Did you ever play Trials?
Yes.
No.
Okay, Matt, you've played Trials. John, I'm trying to think what else is like. Super Meat Boy?
Oh, yeah, I play Super Meat Boy.
Yeah, so if you imagine Super Meat Boy, but like a racing game.
Okay.
So, I mean, it's like instant restart.
Right.
So, and you've just got a track out in front of you. So if you mess up, you hit circle, you immediately restart the track, and it's just a timer track. You've got to get the best time possible, the best score possible, and then you get medals at the end of it that will determine, you know, where you sit. It's really good fun. I picked it up from my local I definitely didn't steal this game for smack, you know, Facebook group.
That is where I get my drug money from.
Yes.
That's where I just get my smack people from.
So Matt finds his dealers, Jonny deals, and I buy video games. That's essentially how it works. Yeah, and it's really good fun. I think it's relatively cheap most places. I know, as I say, I managed to pick it up for £5.
I like the fact that you're basically saying, hey, if you're in my local area, go on Facebook group and you can get it for like £5.
Well, yeah.
Like advertising it to the world, like, guys, this Facebook group.
Yeah,
where you want to be.
Well, just don't tell them what Facebook group.
It's full of smackheads. I wouldn't bother. I really do. I going back to the actual.
So far, you've insulted gamers and all your neighbours.
Normally that's my job to insult people. So thank you. Yeah,
this is very true. Yeah, but yeah, like I quite like Trackmania. In terms of it being a game, it's got like a a competitive nature to it. It's got like time attack nature to it, and it's I quite like it. It's good fun.
Yeah.
Also, this week I threw back on my PSVR headset because I thought, we've got Doom coming out this week, which I don't think we're gonna get a review copy for, but I'm gonna pick it up anyway because it's Doom in VR. I'm
sure Jonny wants that.
Oh mate,
well, I haven't got a VR, have I, man? So no.
It's gonna be.
Yeah, that might be a bit of a problem, that one, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
I mean,
Matthew, you knob.
I mean, I'm really looking forward to it because, you see, it's Doom, and I found out the other day you can actually play it with the aim controller, the PlayStation VR aim controller, which.
So so about the movement on Doom, what is it? It's not teleporting, is it? Is it kind of fluid movement?
So I think there's going to be a couple of different motion options. So you've got the fluid motion of just being able to use the little joystick on there, or indeed, your controller. We've also got a teleport option, I think.
Okay.
So I think I'm looking forward to that. But I threw the VR headset on because Trackmania did say that it had a VR mode, and I thought, you know what, I'm right up for making myself vomit everywhere.
Sure.
Got in it.
I've had your cooking before, yeah, sure.
Hey!
Well, no, that was Pizza Hut.
I got in it, and I was a little bit disappointed to discover that it wasn't in first person. So it's like
okay.
the camera is sort of above the car, and you drive the car around, and the camera sort of follows it without making you too ill. I was like, oh, okay, that's fair enough.
Damn them for not making you feel sick.
Well,
damn them.
When you see Trackmania, like it's insane. Like you can make your own tracks, and one of the things you can make with your own tracks is like loop the loops and stuff like that. And it is
say loot boxes then.
Loot the loops. Like it's genuinely amazing. Like it really is a very impressive track maker. And one of the things I thought was, if I've got this in VR, like you're doing jumps, you're doing flips, you're doing loop the loops, you're doing spins, it's going to be amazing. But yeah, it's it was just one of those things where I was like, okay. But VR, I also jumped back into Res because I love Res. Like,
you do love Res, don't you?
I do love Res Infinite. Like it's really good. Like
it's all right, isn't it?
I don't see the.
It's fine.
No, you're both wrong. Res Infinite is amazing. It's all right. It's a beautiful game.
7 out of 10.
Fuck off. It's a beautiful game. It's very good, and it's kind of got its own like little charm. I really like it. It takes me to a happy place when I play Area X in Res Infinite.
Isn't that normally where porn takes you?
Yeah, but I can't. I mean, there are some VR. Anyway, let's not talk about virtual reality pornography. Let's talk about Stardew Valley.
Stardew Valley.
Stardew Valley.
I've done anything but play games this week.
I know, yeah.
We spent like 2 hours talking about what Ben's been playing.
Mate, I run a video game website.
All right, tell me about Stardew Valley for the 5th time. Come on, what's going on?
Stardew Valley's really good.
Good.
I mean, to be fair, I've talked about 4 games. Like, that's not too many. Like,
I suppose it has been 2 weeks.
Yeah, that's kind of it as well. Like the main ones have been like Battlefront, which we got, and Battlefront is the main one I've been playing, and then sort of the other stuff. I only got Trackmania like the other day, so I've sort of been playing that very briefly. But Stardew Valley is great. I can't stop playing it, and it's sort of taking over my life in tiny little chunks. And having it on the Switch is legitimately dangerous. Like it really is. Yeah, I just love that game. I'm more than happy to just sit there and play it for about an hour, and then
I still haven't played it, man.
It's beautiful. Like it's a really, really good game.
Was it on Switch?
It's on everything.
Well, it's not on those type of thing. It's like Minecraft.
I can't play it, I'm afraid.
It's on your PlayStation, Matt.
Oh, it's on PlayStation. All right.
Yeah, like it's beautiful. Like it really is.
The thing is, everyone says it's really good, and I was going to buy it the other day, and I watched the video on the eShop, and I was like, that looks boring as fuck, mate. I didn't buy it. So the video is doing it a disservice.
What happened in the video?
It's people playing the game, and it looks really boring.
What made it look boring to you?
There's some fucking farming. There's some more farming.
But Johnny, you love the whole farming thing, though, don't you?
Didn't you review Farming Simulator? Yeah.
Yeah, best game of the year.
There you go.
But this is boring farming though.
Mate,
like farming sim, you could fuck shit up big time.
Mate, you can go into some caves and fuck shit up in caves with swords and stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can fish.
Right.
Buy it. It's a tenner on the Switch. It's really good.
Okay.
Yeah, you should play Stardew Valley because it's ace. And right, so I suppose we should probably talk about what you've been playing as well.
Yeah, here's my 2-hour dialogue of what I've been playing. No, I've been playing
Mario Odyssey, mate. I was going to say Mario Odyssey. Mario Odyssey footage is currently on the screen, so let's talk about Mario Odyssey.
I've been playing Mario Odyssey. I've completed it now. It's very good. Completed it as in I've done the story mode. I have not found all the moons.
Right.
Why not?
Because there's thousands of them.
There is, and when you complete it, there's more as well. Brilliant. It's very good though, especially where someone asked me earlier, what's better, Zelda or Mario Odyssey? And it's a hard question, isn't it? Because I think they're both very great. They're great at different things. I think Zelda pips it for me because it makes a very convincing, involving world, whereas Mario is lots of different worlds that don't really fit together very well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think
Mario's still excellent though.
Yeah, I think I get what you mean in that. Like Zelda is just, well, fucking huge.
Yeah.
I mean, Odyssey's not exactly small.
No, but Zelda seems more convincing and kind of draws you in more. It's like more well realized. That's a fucking word. It's more well realized.
More well realized
than the Mario Odyssey world, which is basically like, oh, there's some fucking hats that can like take over shit, and it's not quite as convincing as like, here's like a kingdom and you can chop down trees and stuff. So Zelda is. It sounds like I'm being really boring as saying like Zelda looks more realistic, and that's not the case.
I mean, Zelda's not really realistic. You fight like an enormous ghost pig. Yeah.
It's difficult to put my finger on why I prefer Zelda, but I do. So
no,
take that to the bank.
I get what you mean. Like I think I haven't played as much of Mario Odyssey as I'd like to have done.
Sure.
I think.
Have you finished it?
No.
Okay.
No, I've gotten past New Donk City.
Okay.
But I can't remember what point I'm at
halfway,
after that.
Yeah. The boss battles in it are all excellent throughout. That is I think one of the main things of it is the boss battles are just like the difficulty of them is perfectly pitched. Like none of them are too difficult or too easy.
Yeah.
And I mean, they're all like
a lot of them still sort of fall into that hit me 3 times and I'll die sort of trap.
I'm fine with that.
Yeah, I think there was a couple particularly early on where I thought, you know what, this is just a little bit not dull, but a little bit samey.
Controversial. I thought they did very well with the.
I think it's mainly the what they call the rabbit things. The broodals.
Oh, the brouhaha things.
Yeah.
What the fuck are they called? Yeah, I know what you mean. Yeah.
The broodals. It's the broodals, isn't it?
Broodals. Yeah.
I think I'm not overly fond on them.
Okay.
Because again, I think a lot of it is kind of like, you know, oh, I'm gonna throw this thing at you, and then I'm gonna jump, and then I'm gonna jump over them, and then once I've jumped over them, I'm gonna hit them.
Mate, this is Mario. Mario jumps, right?
Yeah, but
that's his thing. That's his.
But I mean, you look at some of the other ones, like you say, some of the other ones are genuinely really inventive. Like they're good. Like there's been some footage on at the minute of one of the boss battles where, you know, the one where you've got to get the ring back, and it's like a huge like tiki head with big hands that like come out as a fist to try and punch you, and you've got to.
That's what I was thinking of, and then you you kind of take over the fist and you drive them back at the guy's face. It's really satisfying.
Yeah, it's amazing. Like some of that stuff is genuinely brilliant. Like it's so inventive, and I think it's easily going to be in the conversation for Game of the Year for sure.
Absolutely. I think for me it would come second to Zelda, but Zelda's still wonderful though. I mean, sorry, Mario's still wonderful. Speaking of Mario, Ben, while we were having that little conversation, what we had there, I was also reminded that I did play a different game this week, and I also played Mario Rabbids Kingdom Battle.
What a game!
Which I feel like has been forgotten because Mario Odyssey's come along, and like that's the Mario game of the year. Mario Kingdom Battle's
really good. Yeah,
it's hilarious as well. Like, it's really funny.
Yeah, like this is the thing. I wasn't a big fan of Rabbids in general. But this kind of made me go, maybe they're all right. Yeah. So I'm I kind of I'm with you on that. Like I think it's a great. Like Mario Rabbids is definitely a very, very good game.
It's a 9 out of 10. Don't do that face. Yeah. Don't do that face at me. It's 9 out of 10.
I probably agree with you on that. Yeah. It's really good.
good.
You've also been playing, because you've also been playing Rocket League, haven't you?
Played Rocket League.
You still playing it on the Switch?
Yeah, I am, which makes no real sense because it does look better on PS4, and I've got more stuff on the PS4 account because I've been doing it longer. But I would still just play it on Switch instead, even though I'm sat in my front room. It doesn't really make sense. But I do like playing it on Switch because I'm lazy and you can kind of slouch down. And just,
I was going to say, is it because if you want to, you can just take it upstairs and play Switch while you're having a dump?
Ben, that's so crude. Come on.
But you have, haven't you?
This is a sophisticated podcast, man.
You have.
I'd do that though if I could.
Yeah, exactly.
If I had a Switch.
You definitely
like donate me some money so I can buy a Switch.
This is not your GoFundMe, Matthew. This is not what this podcast is.
Stop pitching for money, Matthew, or you're not coming back on the podcast.
But
anyway,
I'm acting really nice.
No, you're not. You're acting like a dick. No. Anyway, Johnny, you've played.
Sugar daddy, Matthew.
So you've played Rocket League while having a shit. How is that for you?
That is, you can't prove that.
I mean, you so have. Everybody that's got a Switch has played it on the loo at least once.
Your mic keeps going out, by the way, when you're talking.
Oh.
Yeah. It's all right now.
Okay. But I mean, so everybody that's playing, everybody that's got a Switch has at least played it once on the toilet. It's a fact. Like, you must have done.
Yeah. Sorry, you cut out again then. Yeah, no, it is. No, I'm not. I'm being serious. It is. Yeah, it's a wonderful game to have on Switch because like 5-minute matches as well, which is absolutely perfect for like a little portable game, isn't it? Make it while you're cooking your tea. Play it while you cook tea. That's what I do.
Yeah. Cooking tea, not expelling the tea while having a poo.
Can we stop doing?
It's
because these aspersions.
It's because you definitely have it.
I am a gentleman.
It's making you very uncomfortable, and I enjoy the fact that it's making you uncomfortable.
Do you not poo?
No.
Do you not?
No, I've got an extra system that I use. It's from Elon Musk.
An extra system?
He sorted me out. Yeah, I don't actually ever use a bathroom.
Okay.
Well, what's he do? Pull it out your arsehole just for fun?
Anyway, so that's Rocket League.
Yeah.
Now, Matthew, we've not had a chance to discuss this, but I already know what you've been playing, so I've got the footage lined up because I'm that kind of guy. You've been playing Wolfenstein.
Actually, I think it's pronounced Wollenstein.
Wolfenstein.
No, Wollenstein is in the
yeah.
sheep. Yeah, from my tweets that I kind of misspelled.
Yeah, so Matthew put out a few messages and said that he was playing Wolfenstein, to which we all responded and said, is that like a sheep simulator or a sheep murdering simulator? Or murdering sheep Nazis or Nazi sheep.
That would be great, though. Great, let's make it.
Well, the thing is, I responded, is that not Battlefront 2? Because I'm...
To which no one laughed.
Anyway, Wolfenstein, what do you think?
I loved it. I think it's great. I'm not very far in it, though, because I got it on Saturday at our local supermarket. I will not name the name, because there's plenty of them around. And it was nice and cheap.
Yeah.
So I thought, fuck it, why not?
Yeah, I mean, it was indeed 20 quid in Tesco.
21. But from Mr. Markwell's review, I thought, you know what, I'm going to have that.
Yeah,
so
great review as well, isn't it?
It was. Right. It was.
Well written.
To be honest, though, I never played New Order. That was the only thing.
Okay.
Now,
I don't think you need to really to appreciate it.
No,
do you?
you
I was going to say, did you play?
Fills you in.
Did you play and finish the first one, Johnny?
No, I didn't finish it. I kind of got it when we were expecting Wolfenstein 2, and I was like, I mean, the first one's like £3 on PSN, so I get that. I got a few hours into it, so I didn't finish it. I'm aware of what happened and everything.
Yeah.
So yeah, but I feel like even without that, you could play the second one and be like, oh, I picked this up pretty quickly.
To be honest, I've kind of picked up some of the story anyway when I was sat there. You know, sort of, I made sure I'd watched half of it because it recaps everything at the beginning anyway, doesn't it? What's happened. So to be honest, I was like, okay, that seems pretty easy.
Yeah. I mean, shoot Nazis, stab Nazis, hit them with a hatchet. I had done
a stupid thing, though. When it's sort of like, you know, the difficulty, I thought, do you know what? I'm going to be an idiot here, so I'll stick it on the hardest difficulty.
What, the one where you only get one life throughout the entire game?
Well, you get one life throughout the entire game anyway.
No, but like, as in there's no continues.
Yeah.
Is that one you've got to unlock? I can't remember. But anyway,
no, I've been able to continue, but I've had to continue a lot.
So this is one thing I actually wanted to talk about, because obviously, Johnny, you finished the game.
Yeah.
What difficulty did you put it on? Like the standard one, or did you drop it down?
Second from bottom, baby.
Okay,
Second
so
from
standard
bottom.
one. Okay. There's a lot of talk.
I mean, keep in mind, I want to defend myself here. Keep in mind, I was trying to play it very quickly for review.
Mate, there's no shame in it, because like this is the big discussion.
I can see it in your eyes. You're like, this guy's.
No, I was looking at it the other day, and I very nearly put it on the Can I Please Play Daddy one, the one with him with his bonnet and his dummy in his mouth.
One,
yeah, because I sat there and I thought, you know what? There's a lot of talk about Wolfenstein 2 and how difficult it is and how difficult it gets. Yeah. And I just want to play it. I just want to, shoot Nazis and see the story. So I was almost tempted to drop it down.
It is really, really. I've already played about 7 or 8 hours of it, and I'm not very far in. I'm not going to spoil it for where I am. I'm not very far in. It's really fucking difficult.
Have you dropped it down?
No, I'm going to keep it. I am determined to finish it on that level. It might take me until Wolfenstein 5 comes out, but I'm still going to fucking do it.
Wow. There we go. So Matthew is stubborn. We are learning. I mean, I say learning. We've known that for quite a while.
Stubborn as your ass.
Yeah. So I mean, what we're going to do now? We're going to go into the news, and I say the news. First thing that I'm going to talk about. I kind of feel a little bit of
loot boxes.
No, actually, I feel a little bit of responsibility for this because we have had for quite a while. In the NGB office, I want to say, or the NGB towers, we've had this, which I'm now holding up to the camera. It's a custom controller from the Controller People. Now, it kind of looks like a standard PS4 controller from what you guys can see, but on the back we've got these little sticks that kind of jut out there. And they're like little extra buttons, so if you're playing Call of Duty or something, you can set that to your jump or your crouch, so you can very quickly just do that and like drop on the floor. There's also some little stops on the triggers which kind of make them easier to fire, which you can rotate and have different levels of play on them, so you can get different action. And it's really good. Like modded controllers have always been one of those fascinating little areas where I've always been intrigued by them, but I've never bothered to pick one up. And we were, we sort of had some contact from the Controller People, and they said, look, would you guys be interested in having a look at our controllers? I thought, yeah, all right, why not? And like, it's really well made. Like, it's a standard DualShock 4. That's sort of, that much is clear. It's got the Sony branding just above the light bar, so everything is as it should be with a DualShock 4. But the case, the top is obviously custom finished top. We've got the lovely sort of matte.
Hello.
We've got the matte colour. We've got the matte red fading up into black. That's one thing I actually do prefer about the Xbox controllers, is they've got a lot of better colour options. But these guys here have kind of made the options for the DualShock 4 really good. And then really the L2, R2, and these, I say again, these little buttons on the back, I think they must be 3D printed or something, because they've got their own little custom things in them. And like the back trigger here that I'm sort of holding up, you can't really see it on the camera, but it's got a little tiny magnet, and then on the back of it there's a little tiny hole where the magnet slots into, which acts as your little trigger guard, so it stops it going too far down. And they've positioned themselves as an alternative to SCUF, the SCUF controllers, to say, well, we want to provide an alternative for custom controllers, and I think they do a really good job. Like I think the design that we've got here, if you were to buy it from them directly, would be, I think, around 70 quid.
Okay.
Which I don't think too bad. I don't think it's too bad, because you look at the SCUF controllers and they're a hell of a lot more expensive than that. So yeah, I really like it, and I think that the Controller People, big shout out to Alex at the Controller People, by the way. Apologies, mate. It's taken me a while to get this stuff sorted out and get posted. It's not for lack of trying. It's just things have gone a bit mental with the website and with a few other things as well. So we like it. We think they're great, and I'm hopefully going to be in discussion with them for some stuff again coming up on the site. The arguments against modded controllers, they're obviously there. I used to dislike them. I think the Turbo Fire ones and stuff like that are very...
Somebody needs stabbing for that one.
Yeah, they'll ruin a lot of online first-person shooters if you just got like an auto-fire one that someone's running along with a Desert Eagle that's firing 600 rounds a minute, that kind of stuff. But for stuff like this, particularly like the stopping of the triggers at a certain point and the buttons on the back, it would be perfect for people that have got mobility issues or disabilities and stuff like that. And it's an affordable upgrade. You can order like a variant where you can customize what those buttons do. So yeah, that's the Controller People. There's plenty of reviews on their website already. Let's just have a quick look in the shop now. So if we go to the custom ones and
Controllers People,
the Matt PS4 controllers, which is what we've got here.
Hello.
No, not you, Matt. So I mean, yeah, the control. This one here with click sticks, which is what we've got. That's what they call the little option there. It's it's not too bad in terms of a service. So yeah, I think like I say, there's definitely things to like about it, and I think honestly, if you want a custom controller, it's definitely a much more affordable alternative to something like Scuff. Anyway, on to the news. There's a few bits to talk about. First couple. That's going to be our jingle. Just Matthew going news. Fucking hell. Anyway, right. First one. A couple of bits that we've had on the site. We've had a couple of reviews. Hidden Agenda is a game that we have a video of where we played. What was it? I think we played like the first 15 minutes or so.
Yeah.
We quite liked it from what we played, but from Robin's review, it seems like it kind of doesn't necessarily do itself any favours going forward.
Yeah, I think Robin raised some good points as well as to why it was the kind of 15 minutes that we saw wasn't great when it was played out over a whole game.
Yeah, and I think I can probably understand why. I think it's probably going to be one of those games that will potentially pop up on PS Plus a bit further down the line.
Oh yeah.
And when it does, that's going to be a one to check out. The other big PlayLink, that's the one, PlayLink release this week was SingStar, SingStar Celebration. Robin didn't like that one.
Why not?
No. Poor Robin has had a pretty tough week doing some questionable games. Yeah, I saw as well, because I haven't really kept up with SingStar since like the PS2, but apparently like they've taken out loads of like the really good features like the pass the mic option and stuff.
Oh.
Yeah,
okay.
and it was like that was the good shit, pass the mic.
Yeah.
That's not a thing anymore.
Wow.
I know.
Okay. I mean it sounds like
SingStar is shit.
I mean, it does seem like they've sort of, disappointed a lot with what they've been doing.
Yeah.
It's a shame again because we really really like PlayLink.
We do.
We've had we've also got a video which at the time of recording this isn't up just yet.
No.
We've had a lot going on. And that'll go up, fingers crossed, by the weekend. So, there's a video going up of that. That's the Knowledge is Power one, which is... I really like that. I think that's going to be a perfect little Christmas game.
I mean, it's hard to go wrong, isn't it, with like just a party kind of quiz game? Because like those games that are on there already... Is that... what's it called? What's the Jack one?
Jackbox Party Pack.
Jackbox Party Pack. That's on there. And like... Yeah, it's like when you get kind of like... people gathered around a TV and you've got kind of like a general knowledge quiz like that, and it's got some like nice visuals and stuff. It's hard to do it too wrong.
Yeah.
And I think the Knowledge is Power one's like that in that it's kind of got a very unique visual style as well.
Yeah.
It looks a bit like a Tim Burton thing.
Yeah,
I said it looked like James and the Giant Peach, but I think you said Tim Burton. I was like, yeah.
Yeah,
style.
particularly like the gothy kind of character is very Tim Burton. Yeah.
Yeah. So it looks like that. And yeah, it's like it's good. You can like take your selfie and stuff at the start, and that like invokes hilarity.
Yes.
Yeah, it's good.
Yeah, some cool ideas for the selfies in there.
I think Hidden Agenda as well. It's worth mentioning because I know we got a bad review off Robin, but it looks amazing, doesn't it?
Oh yeah, absolutely. It's definitely a.
It looks incredible.
Yeah, it's definitely one that you can tell is from the guys behind Until Dawn. Like, it just looks fantastic.
Yes. Also, I think I remembered where the woman in it is from as well. I think she's in Arrow.
Oh, okay, cool.
That was bugging me for ages. I was like, she looks familiar. She's famous.
Which one of Arrow?
The one who's like Oliver's main girlfriend.
Oh, the really, really fit blonde chick that's clever.
I mean,
Yeah.
thanks. Yeah. Anyway.
Okay.
Anyway.
What's her name? Because she got a sister, and the sister's the canary.
Oh, Laurie and is it?
Yeah.
Laurel.
Anyway,
Laurel and Hardy. Yeah.
this is thrilling
Anyway.
for those of us that don't watch Arrow.
She is in the Playlink thing, I'm sure. I haven't checked this yet, but
Okay.
I'm almost certain.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
One thing that we did like, and I think we're all in agreement on this, is Drop Mix.
Drop Mix is good shit.
Drop Mix.
I played it.
Drop Mix is excellent.
Yeah.
So there is a video on the site which kind of runs through the ins and outs of Drop Mix, and I think that genuinely is one of the coolest ideas and one of the coolest games that I think I've played outside of, video games. Like, it's kind of a card game with a big piece of plastic, essentially.
Is it just a bit pricey though? Isn't it?
It is. It's currently only available at Game, and it's £100 and
Amazon
something
as well.
pounds. Oh, and Amazon, of course, yes.
It's
£100 and something pounds, and then I think the what's the word I'm looking for? Card packs. That's the one. I think they range from about £5 to about 15. I think.
Okay.
But you do get 60 cards in the game, and then the additional ones. They're all NFC, which I think is, as a piece of tech, Drop Mix is easily the coolest thing I've seen in a very long time.
Those readers are strong.
Yeah, absolutely. So check that video out. It's really good. Like, we can, to give you an example of something that that Andy put together. We've got a bit of Ed Sheeran here with like was it like Meghan Trainor and Ed Sheeran and a couple of other bits as well. Like, it's really cool. It's just such a cool idea. So check it out. Moving into a little bit more news from the good folks that sort of look after some Destiny. From Nick, we've got something here about Amazon Echo can apparently now talk to your ghost in Destiny 2.
I didn't understand those words.
So, right.
What's a ghost?
One thing that I wanted to talk about, and you should probably do this, Johnny, because you need to play it. Destiny 2's got a free trial.
I don't want to play Destiny 2.
I'm with you.
Get on it and play Destiny 2. Just for a little bit, so you can get a little bit hooked, and then everyone else can...
I played the beta, and it seemed a bit boring.
Nah, you're wrong.
I didn't like it.
Anyway, yeah, so, like, you should probably play Destiny 2.
I played Destiny 2. I played the beta.
You should play it properly, with people that, are good. Like the very fine folks behind Destination Destiny. The finest Destiny content thing in all the land.
Okay.
But, Alexa... Like the Amazon thing can now talk.
The Amazon thing
can now talk to your in-game ghost.
Why?
I don't know, because video games.
What does she say to it?
I don't know. It says there's a new skill for Amazon Echoes available, enable you to chat with your ghost by asking questions and issuing commands. With the new skill, you'll be able to ask your ghost to give you a rundown on the Red Legion or the European Dead Zone while issuing commands like, Alexa, ask Ghost to equip my most powerful weapon. Or similarly, create and call loadouts you've previously recreated with the skill. So essentially, if you've got a loadout in Destiny that you really like,
right?
So like, let's just say you've got, I really like that sniper rifle. I really like that, that automatic weapon. You can just go, Alexa, can you set my weapon in Destiny to be the cool one that I really like? And then next time you play Destiny, it will be there instead of just equipping it by going to a menu and hitting a button. Because apparently we live in the future now.
Yeah,
you are an old man, Jonathan.
I just don't care about Amazon Echo or Destiny 2.
Right, okay. just give me a button to press, yeah. Old man shouts.
Yeah, exactly.
Old man, aren't you?
Old man shouts.
I don't get the kind of speaking to things like in your house thing. Like I know people who've got the Echoes and stuff, and like, what's the other one? Not the Amazon one, the other one. Dot?
Google Dot.
Oh, the Dot.
Oh, the Echo Dot, yeah.
Just fucking, like, press a button, you dicks. What? I don't know.
Old man shouts at cloud-based gaming. So, speaking of Destiny 2, it's had a bit of a difficult week or two.
Yeah.
Basically, there was some shit that went down where they said that somebody in the community found out that... they had amended some XP gains, so you couldn't necessarily get exactly what you wanted.
Okay. I mean, that's life, but carry on.
No, sorry, it wasn't you can get what you wanted. Basically, when you did some of the repeatable endgame quests, like you didn't quite get the level of XP that you were being told you were getting, and it decreased the more you did stuff.
Okay.
So, yeah, I think Nick's kind of summed this up fairly well, where he said that, you know, some players have been far from happy with Destiny 2's thin endgame. And I came into Destiny 2 and I got sucked in massively. And I think, to be honest, if I'd not had to play everything else for the site, I would potentially still be playing it.
Okay.
But it does seem a little bit like when you get to the end game in Destiny, the more you play it, the more you kind of go like, right, okay, well, we need to get... I need to get this so I can beat this guy, and then I beat this guy and I get some tokens. Now I take these tokens back to this place and I get a weapon. It's a bit like an arcade, like a, you know, sort of a
just get a loot box where you can buy it and just get it all.
I mean, Destiny is essentially loot box the game, except you don't pay for anything. I mean, unless you want to, but then it's cosmetic. Anyway, that's another argument to have another time. I mean, we've already had it. But Destiny's so Destiny's like the what's the guy's name? Luke Smith and Chris Barrett, who are two of the developers, essentially have come out and said, look, going forward, Destiny 2's post-launch game systems, features and updates are being designed specifically to focus on and support players who want Destiny to be their hobby, the game they want to return to, and a game where friendships are made. Now that sounds quite promising, because Destiny itself, the first one, was huge. Like, you know, it had a huge, you know, community around it. Lots of people enjoyed what they did in the game. Lots of people found friends, and, you know, all that stuff. And I think, like, we've got quite a good clan. We've got quite a tightly knit clan, and, you know, we do a lot of stuff in there. But we'll see where it goes. We'll see where it goes. I hope it recovers. I think you know, a lot of people were saying that the end game was better than the original Destiny at that point.
Okay.
Which it was, and I think, you know, there's still some work to do, but we shall see. Anyway, moving on. Have you guys seen the amazing trailer for Ripped Pants at Work?
Pardon?
There is a stealth game coming out,
right,
called Ripped Pants at Work.
I don't know how I've missed this. Tell me more.
So basically, you start off and you're playing the game. You bend down. We're watching the trailer now. You pick up a pencil. Your pants fall off, like they rip.
Fall off?
Well, they rip and they explode, and then you've got to basically navigate your way around your office, trying to find a new pair of pants.
So this is like Metal Gear Solid, but you kind of got no trousers.
Yes, basically. Okay. I should mention this is pants in the American sense of the word.
Yes.
Yeah, I was guessing that.
Yeah. So basically, you have to find a new set of underwear. So you have to find a new set of trousers. It's coming to PC and Mac in January, and I'm really, really excited for it, because
it's up there with that and the Angry Goose Game as well. Games I really want to check out.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. I saw the press release for this, and I thought, you know what, this is brilliant. It's so the Eurogamer article that I'm getting this from at the minute just says Ripped Pants at Work is currently scheduled to release in January on PC and Mac, and it's only going to cost $2.99. So it's going to be dirt cheap. So we'll give that a go. Yeah, we'll give that a go.
And it's a massive 40-hour campaign as well. And DLC. It's going to be loot boxes in it.
I was about to say it's going to be loot boxes.
To make up the cost of it.
I've just watched it, actually. I just watched the trailer.
Yeah, it looks really good fun. So we'll be I'll definitely be checking that out. I think.
Hey Ben.
Yes.
Hey Ben.
What?
You know what's out before that, though, don't you?
What is out before that, Jonathan?
Gang Beasts, motherfucker.
Gang Beasts is out soon. Yeah,
12th
Gang
of
Beasts.
December.
12th of December, Gang Beasts is out. And I can't wait for that. We're going to have some multiplayer fun on that one, because we love Gang Beasts.
It's some good shit.
Yeah.
We played it at Eurogamer like
2 years ago, yeah.
Was it?
It was 2 years ago.
This is really good. And they're like, yeah, it's coming to PS4 soon. We're like, oh, great. And then it never appeared.
Yeah.
But now it is doing, so that's great. Like,
so yeah, we'll be checking that out. Last thing that we're going to talk about, we have already sort of mentioned it, the Star Wars Battlefront stuff. So we had last week off for the internet outage reasons. We didn't get a chance to talk about the loot box cluster.
I am loot boxed out, motherfucker.
I was gonna say, I think the loot box clusterfuck is the best way to describe it. Essentially, like the UK Gambling Commission has basically said, right, this is what we can do, this is what we can't do, but we're not going to launch an investigation anytime soon. Essentially, so we had a statement from, where was it? So we had the Belgian Gaming Commission.
Sure.
And I think it was the Dutch as well. I think the Dutch
were one,
Commission, yeah. And I think Australia as well. They're getting involved.
They're always getting involved, the Australians.
Bastards.
But they're actually pretty good in this one, because they're on the side of the gamers. Matthew is sitting in the corner, being just all kinds of
casual racism.
Yeah, so I mean, again, we're picking this up from from Eurogamer here. There was a big press conference in Hawaii where they there was a guy there that essentially said, look, this game is an online Star Wars themed casino for
Which
kids.
Which is not, is it?
No, I think
it is a game.
Yeah,
with these bits added on. It's not a casino.
Yeah, I think that there was a lot of misrepresentation. That's not necessarily fair, but at the same time, there are problems with the game, which we sort of discussed about, earlier on, and there is a lot to talk about when it comes to loot boxes. There's a lot to dislike about them.
We could be here all fucking year.
Yeah, I think there's going to be a lot of year-end discussion around this, and I think ultimately, EA have sort of realised that they might have screwed the pooch a little bit, because their stock price has absolutely plummeted. Yes.
It's clear to me that Star Wars Battlefront 2 has had a real Darth Mauling.
Wanky.
I mean, I was quite prepared to just let that hang in the air, Matt. That's terrible.
I know, but I had to add something.
Like a really bad fart. A really nasty, acrid fart that's just hanging in the air.
But I've run out of opinions on loot boxes, so all I've got is bad puns now. That's it. Every time you sort of listen to a gaming podcast or sort of read news, it's loot boxes are bad. It's yeah, they are.
Next,
I've just resorted to bad puns now. That's all I've got.
I mean,
give me another. I'll think of another one. Hang on, give me a minute.
The Farce Awakens.
That's quite good.
Yeah. I was tempted to put that as my strapline for my review, but yeah, I'm gonna have to do something different now, aren't I?
No, not at all. Quick, delete this. Delete. No, we can't. It's live.
Now you've spoiled it for the world.
Return of the Bet-I.
Use Darth Mauling, mate. Use Darth
Mauling. I don't know.
I'll give you that. Tenner.
Tenner. Sod off. Anyway, right. So yeah, there's a lot of stuff that's going on with it. EA have essentially paid the price. They are now. I mean, people found a way to grind the currency by using some elastic bands. Yeah, so if you haven't seen it, I've currently got the image up. There's a guy on Reddit who found a way to essentially, when you play the multiplayer, you don't necessarily get XP and the credits to buy the loot boxes by doing well in the game. You just get the credits for playing the game.
Okay.
So there's very little difference between people at the bottom of the leaderboard and people at the top of the leaderboard. So what people did was they just put they tied elastic bands to their DualShock 4s, and they just let people run in circles, and just sit there in the game, just running in circles completely for ages while looking up and down, and then it automatically boots you into a new game when you're done. So essentially, I think somebody said, "Oh, I'm just leaving my PS4 on when I go to work." So he went to work and for 8 hours just had himself running around in a circle in a game. And he came back and he'd got a shitload of credits. Which kind of shows, if you can do that and progress at the same level as someone that's really trying, it just kind of shows how broken the progression system is in the game.
Yeah, they fucked it.
Yeah. So I think it kind of ties us nicely back to where we started, really. I think one of the
boxes are shit. Star Wars.
I think me and Matt had this conversation the other day, and we said, like, I don't understand how EA have managed to do this, because they have a license to print money. Like, it's Star Wars.
Just greedy motherfuckers.
It's Star Wars. Like,
yeah,
we said that there are 2 words in that game title that will allow them to essentially print money, and those 2 words are Star Wars. Like, how can you fuck Star Wars up this badly?
How is it done in the charts?
I mean, it's not hit number 1.
No, it was second, wasn't it?
Yeah, and like it kind of fell behind. I think it was behind Call of Duty, behind FIFA. Black Friday sales absolutely demolished it because it didn't have any, it didn't have any deals on. So
yikes.
You're sat in, again, we were walking around our favourite supermarkets, or not so favourite supermarkets, and it had, you had like Wolfenstein at 21 quid, you had Call of Duty at 35 quid, and then you've got like Star Wars at 55 quid.
Yeah.
So who's gonna?
And like, out of those as well, like Wolfenstein 2 just deserves to sell like far more.
Yes.
Because it doesn't ask you for any money when you're playing, and it's a well-written game with a well-written story, and you can fuck up Nazis.
Yeah.
So yeah, buy Wolfenstein 2. Don't buy Star Wars Battlefront 2.
Yeah, I think.
Activision.
You mean EA?
Sorry, yeah. I'm thinking of Call of Duty.
The other game that you can fuck Nazis up in is of course Call of Duty, but
you can fuck Nazis up in that, yeah.
Anyway, that is probably going to do us. Actually, I just want to check very quickly to see if we have any questions. In fact, I know we have at least one question.
Okay.
So a live check of the questions.
Did you do my straw poll idea?
No, I didn't. Sadly, we've not had a poll this week. We're looking at changing the host for the poll, because it looks a little bit basic. It's got Comic Sans in it, and I fucking hate Comic Sans.
Comic Sans is bad.
Yeah. So, Paul asks, isn't Disney World a people trap operated by a mouse? I think,
That's deep, motherfucker.
It's deep, and I think it's fair.
You're talking about Disney World in Florida?
Well, any Disney park, is it just a person trap operated?
Do you reckon Mickey actually runs it, or he delegates a lot of the everyday management?
I reckon Goofy's got his foot in it.
Yeah. Because what's weirder is Goofy and Pluto, because Goofy and Pluto are both dogs, but Goofy acts like a human and talks and has like human rights, and Pluto just like gets treated like a dog. But they're both
reminds
the
me
same species.
Reminds me of Brian from Family Guy. He's quite smart.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I don't know.
My dog doesn't do that. My dog's thick as shit. It eats its own shit. That's how stupid it is.
Your dog is amazing, though.
Dog is dumb.
Next gen gaming dog. So, yeah, Mickey Mouse went to a marriage counsellor the other day, and he said, marriage counsellor, I thought you said your wife was insane. He went, no, I said she was fucking goofy. Hey. Anyway, that's a terrible joke that someone told me at work the other day. Right, that's going to do us for the podcast, because I'm really tired, and I want to go to bed.
And I need a wee.
And Matt needs
Johnny
a wee.
needs to go for a big poo.
Johnny needs to. Johnny's going to go play Rocket League on the toilet.
I'd have to answer these accusations.
You kind of do, mate.
I wish to be excluded from this narrative.
You're pleading the fifth. So that's going to do us for the podcast. Please do subscribe to all the channels on YouTube and Facebook and Twitter and any social media we're there. We're going to get on with our Game of the Year content starting this week, I think. We're going to start getting all the stuff together for that. That's going to go live, as it always does, like towards the end of the year. Throughout December, we might do a couple of extra bits. It's going to be some good discussions this year, I think. We're going to have some good shit happening. And, yeah.
Yes. It's going to be Zelda, isn't it?
I mean...
Is it Zelda?
Well, I've not played it, really.
We know you haven't played it.
Don't ask for money anymore. Don't ask for any more money, Matthew. Fuck me. Right. Yeah. Where was I? Other than telling Matt not to ask for money, just kind of like, share, and subscribe, and all of that stuff, and we'll
like, share, and subscribe.
Yeah,
Twitter, YouTube, Mastodon, all of that.
Mastodon.
Is that the new one?
Aren't they a band?
For like an hour. See what?
Aren't they a band?
You got what? No. There was a social network, but there still is. It's called Mastodon. Everyone was like, "This is the future, guys," for like an hour. Everyone was like, "This is great," and then everyone forgot about it.
Okay. Oh, I did see that actually, because there was an amazing, absolutely amazing tweet from Jim Trinker, formerly of a video gamer, that I think he put on Mastodon, and it was the meme of like the guy looking back with his girlfriend at another girl.
Yeah,
and
classic meme.
It had the guy, and it said like you, and then his girlfriend was, I think his girlfriend was pumping your ma, and then he looked back and it said like wanking your dad. So yeah, that's us stealing content from other people to laugh at, because it's amazing.
Good shit.
Yeah. Right. We will see you in the next one. Thank you for everything, guys, and we will see you next time. Goodbye.
Bye.
And I'm gonna go to the wrong bloody thing. There we go.
We out.
Bye.